Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Cabela's, Cuddyback, America's Best Bowstrings, Drake Non-Typical, Easton Arrows, Frigid Forage, Fuse, Grizzly Coolers, and Realtree.
Hey guys, it's October 17th today, and literally today I just got permission on a new piece of property. And for those of you guys that have been following my season so far, you know it's been a struggle, having lost a lot of ground due to moving. So I'm excited about this piece, and I'm hoping this will be a long-term one. And by long-term I mean at least a year or two, so that I can work on it and make some improvements. And my plan is to show you exactly what I do from today all the way through. Every little change I make, or every little adjustment, or everything I learn throughout this process of learning a brand new piece, I will show it to you. I'm looking at this as a blank slate, so I'm excited. We just pulled up to the gate. Before I even go into the farm though, I'm gonna make a quick loop around the block and just kind of see what the neighborhood from a bigger picture standpoint looks like, kind of see what we're dealing with. I know a couple things about the property just from what the owners have told me. There's some cattle on it up until December, so we're gonna have to work around that a little bit. I know the area in general is good, but other than that, it's completely brand new. No history, no cameras, don't know what's on the farm. So it's gonna be a fun project. Obviously not the most ideal time of year to be starting fresh like that, but having a blank slate to work with is going to be fun. There's only so much we can do this season other than a hunting standpoint for the most part, but you know, rolling into the off season, hoping to have a little more control over making improvements is going to be a lot of fun. So like I said, I'll show it to you, and I'm going to start by making a trip around the block and kind of see what we're dealing with. What I'm basically doing is starting on the perimeter, so I can kind of see where the deer are crossing, where they're coming into this place. It's always easier to see those trails around the perimeter or against some type of edge, some type of cover edge. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm just kind of going around the perimeter, and then I'll work my way in after that. Like there's 2 or 3 fingers that come together right here. Might check out this crossing. If I can make a scrape right here. You got one trail coming up, one trail coming up. I think this would be a good spot. Use that tree right there. Face the camera back here. Well, the scrape is right back here. I usually like using a oak branch to create the hanging limb with, but there are no oak trees anywhere around. So I saw a little cedar tree over here. I'm going to try to cut a branch off of it. I've used that before and had good luck. I actually haven't found a scrape yet today on this property, so I'm going to try to doctor one up. It's in a likely spot for a scrape to get worked. We'll see if it works. But I'm going to go cut a cedar branch over here. Alright, camera number 1 deployed. Doctored up a little scrape right here. It's in a good intersection of trails. See if it works. It may not be a good killing spot, but it should be a good learning spot. See how deer move through here, and more importantly, what deer. about 5:30 now, and Brad and I are definitely covering some ground on this piece. Starting to run into a little more deer sign, which is encouraging, but we still have a lot of this property to cover. It's just over 200 acres total, and kind of starting to see where the cows spend more time and less time. So that's good. Start to separate where, you know, the more likely hunting spots are. So we're gonna try to cover a little bit more here before it gets dark. But you can come around, get some equipment back there, and it'd just be a killer spot to put some food. A little kill plot back there, secluded, a couple good stand sites. So I'll have to keep that in mind for future years. Walk to it. No. Come on, Brad. This is the adventures of Jared and Brad.
Oh, there he is.
Big skunk. All right, as you can see, it's getting dark. The sun's set. Brad and I probably spent 4 or 5 hours on this property, and I feel like I could spend another 3 days. You know, walking a new property like this and trying to figure it out for hunting purposes. It's like being a kid in a candy store. It's so cool to see and think about possibilities and stand ideas and, you know, food ideas and all that type of stuff. So my initial thoughts on this property are that it has a ton of potential. I do think it'll be tough this year, and the main reason for that, you know, there's not enough to concentrate the deer movement, it doesn't seem like, or maybe there is, but I don't know what those factors are yet. And with it being already mid-October, my time is limited to try to learn that and make those adjustments. So I think it'll be a challenge this year. But overall, the property has so much potential, especially once those cows come off and we can have a whole year on it and making some improvements to it. The sky is the limit. I think this farm can hold a lot of deer, and I think it's just going to be an overall great hunting farm. So I'm excited for the future, but for right now, I'm going to look at the short term and find out how I can effectively hunt this. Again, I'm excited for this, and I'll keep everyone posted. I'll just document all the steps of it. This is truly a blank slate, a very raw farm, and we're gonna have a lot of fun transforming this thing into a really good hunting property. So I'll keep you posted, and hopefully I can get out and hunt it here probably within the next week, hopefully.